The flooding here in the Texas Hill Country is common, and there were alerts leading up to the 4th of July, but no one foresaw the disaster that was coming. Jason Allen joins me now with that part of the story. Jason.
And Maurice, we have been asking people since we got here the day of the flood if they knew when they went to bed on July 3rd if this river was going to rise. We found that debate on how to alert people to that danger has been going on here for years.
The first sign of trouble came Wednesday, July 2nd. 2 days before the flood. The Texas Division of Emergency Management activated state emergency response resources, citing increased threats of flooding. On Thursday, the National Weather Service brought in extra staff to monitor for flooding and issued a flood watch. At 1:14 a.m. local time on Friday, the agency sent out its first emergency alert for Kerr County. That triggered cell phone alerts and weather radios, but it did not mention evacuation. It sent another alert at 3:35 a.m. Again, no mention of evacuation. At 4:03 a.m., Kerr County residents were urged to move to higher ground now, calling the flood an extremely dangerous and life-threatening situation. Time-lapse video shows the water level rising to 23.4 feet in Kerrville.
It only took 45 minutes for the Guadalupe River to rise 26 feet in some places. The Hill Country is widely known as Flash Flood Alley because of the intense rain that hits the hills, it falls on limestone, and the runoff roars down canyons.
Back in 1987, a flash flood killed 10 teenage campers. CBS News teams captured video as people were rescued from treetops and out of the raging river. 8 years ago, local officials say a lack of funding prevented emergency sirens from being installed. Today, Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick told us the state could fund an emergency alert system.
If they can't afford to do it, then let us do it.
Is that a possibility?
Sure. We have a special session starting 2 weeks from today. And I think we can take that up and do some other things of funding these sirens. If there had been a siren, maybe that would have sparked people to say, oh, we have a massive disaster like 5 minutes away.
Jason, people have been talking about this for years, getting sirens up. Why haven't they gotten it done?
I talked today with Tom Moser. He was on the county commission here back when they talked about this in 2015, 16, 17. He told me that they wanted to get a grant for it. When that didn't happen, there was concern about could they afford it? Would the money be there? And there was also some concern for people who thought the sirens would be maybe more of a nuisance than they would really be of a help.
So after all of this, do you think it's going to happen now?
He does, and he really hates for a tragedy like this, a disaster, to be a catalyst for change. But he knew one of the people who died, and he really thinks that this time it's going to get done.
Hopefully. All
Hopefully.
right. Jason Allen, thanks so much.